Today we're going to review a keyboard with a funny name. First Blood, only game. What's up everybody, it's PJ the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day, and you heard that right. I'm going to be reviewing this mechanical 75% keyboard from First Blood only game. I had to grab this because of the name, and I'm kind of addicted to mechanical keyboards. I really have a problem. Anyway, here it is in all of its glory, and I want to share the specs with you so you know what you're getting if you're going to pick up this $39.99 mechanical keyboard on Amazon. Yep, you heard that right, $39.99. The specs are as follows: 75% compact design with 81 keys. It's the AK820. We'll get back to that. It has a gasket structure and flex cut PC plate. Now that's something that you typically don't hear in a keyboard that's only $39.99, having gasket support. That's insane. And shockingly enough, it does. This is a fully hot swappable keyboard. So if you get tired of using the switches that it comes with, I had a choice between red switches, or I could have gotten something called like HP switches, which I've never heard of, but then again, I'm just getting into this hobby. I chose the red switches, but if I ever get tired of them, I can swap the switches right out and go to any switch that I want to, because it is 5-socket hot swappable, which is a pretty cool deal considering that it's only $39.99. But sorry, it does have north facing LEDs. It comes with gray and white PBT keycaps. It has a white backlight, so no RGB here. You're only getting a white backlight on this, which is fine. And it says it has 20 functions and lighting effects. The last thing that they list this thing is that it's a professional gaming keyboard. Okay, professional. So all you professionals out there, you better be running out and getting this $39.99 keyboard. Now, I was actually shocked at how well the stabilizers are lubed in this keyboard, at least to my ear. Take a listen to this. I thought for sure that I would have to go in there and lube them up, but it sounds good exactly the way it is. Now, what do you get in the box when you purchase this? That's where things get interesting. In the box here, you can see that you get a dust cover, which is pretty cool, so you can keep dust out of your keyboard. You also get a keycap puller and a switch puller, and you get your USB cable. But did you happen to see what that box said on it? Yeah, it's a little weird, right? So that pretty much led me down the rabbit hole. Who is First Blood only game? Because the box clearly says, and the keyboard clearly says, Ajazz on it. So does Ajazz own them, or vice versa? Well, I decided to do a little digging on Amazon, and then if you go to the store page, it does say at the top on the header, Ajazz First Blood only game. So that's a little weird in itself, but I started to get a little bit more interested and did a little bit more digging, and I found a similar keyboard that said Die plus Ajazz AK820, which is weird. Then I did a little more digging, then I found Ajazz AK820 keyboard, and then on top of that I found another page that said EvoMaker Ajazz AK820. So I don't know what's going on with this thing right here, why it was advertised as First Blood only game, and clearly it came in a box that said Ajazz on it. So could somebody explain this to me? Now this keyboard does come with software. Well, you can download the software, you have to go on the website to do it. But once again, you go on the website and it's EpoMaker that has the software for this keyboard. I didn't download it, I didn't play around with it, didn't need to. But the whole thing is just weird. But outside of the weird things, this I think is a really well built keyboard. And going back to like all the different names, like if it's under Ajazz or if it's under EpoMaker, they're charging more than $39.99. So I don't know why they went under this different branding and charging only $39.99 for it, because based upon, you know, the feel of it, the build quality, it's definitely worth more than $39.99. I was actually shocked at how well this keyboard is put together. Here's a little sound test. So as you can hear right there, it doesn't sound too shabby to have red switches. I'm not quite sure what kind of red switches are in here, but it doesn't sound shabby. And even though the keycaps appear to be a little thin, on the thin side, I think it lends to the sound of the board. It gives it that nice little clackety clack, which is pleasing to the ear. And I don't know, like for the price, $39.99, I feel like this keyboard cannot be beat. At the time of shooting this video, it's $39.99. Hopefully it stays that way. Who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe First Blood only game disappears and then you'll only be able to get the Ajazz variant or the Day variant or the EpoMaker variant. But as far as what's being advertised on Amazon right now under the weird name at $39.99, this is something that can't be beat. And then I mentioned that it's got a little knob on here as well. And it's got feet on the back, 2 adjustable heights. So if you want to just go a little bit higher, you can do that. Or if you want to go a lot higher, you can do that. So this keyboard right here, it checks all the boxes of being a great beginner's keyboard that you can take right out of the box and enjoy it right now. I just recently got into the hobby of modding some of my old keyboards to make them look and sound the way that I want. I'm not gonna touch this thing. It sounds just fine and looks just fine the way it is out of the box. Maybe somewhere down the line I might switch the keycaps out, but for now, I think I'm gonna keep it as is. And the only other thing that I would have to say too, for First Blood only game, advertising this as a gaming keyboard, I really don't see that. This looks more like what would be in your dad's office at home or at the office at work. This does not scream gamer to me. It doesn't have like the gamer look or appeal to it. No flashy keycaps, no RGB. So I find it kind of weird that they're advertising this towards gamers, because it really doesn't give that gamer vibe to me. But hey, there might be people out there that don't want you know, funky keycaps and RGB. They just want a simple, solid keyboard for gaming, and maybe it's going towards that market. All right, so sound off in the comments. Is this something that you would pick up for $39.99? I think it's really nice for those people that do not want to go through the hassle of building a keyboard, and they also don't want to go through the hassle of modding or upgrading it. But the potential is there because it's hot swappable. You can switch out the switches if you get sick of those, and you can switch out the keycaps. For $39.99, I am actually shocked at how well this First Blood only game / Ajazz mechanical keyboard is. I think it's a winner, and I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10 stars. The only reason why I'm not giving it 10 is because really, truly nothing is perfect. And then the whole, you know, targeting gamers thing, I just can't get my brain wrapped around that. So if you like this video, do me a favor and give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out, and stay tuned because I got a lot more keyboards that I'm going to be reviewing on the channel. I have another one that is kind of similar to this that I only paid $22 for. Is it just as good as this one? Well, I guess you have to stay tuned and find out. Until I see you in the next video, this is PJ the Great saying Audi 5000G.